Hello guys, welcome back to a new lesson. This lesson is about the conditional clauses, also called if clauses. And in this lesson, we will deal with first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional formation. At the end, you will have some exercise and the key answers. I am Mr. Ngom, and I am a teacher of English at Passy High School. My YouTube channel is Ibrahima Ngom Attitude. I would like you to subscribe to my channel. So as I told you a while ago, today is lesson number 9 of this year. How many types of conditionals do we have? Of course, we will deal with 5 types of conditional. Zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, and the mixed type conditional. But in this video, I will only deal with first, second, and third conditional as far as their formation is concerned. And in other videos, I will deal with zero and mixed conditional and the use of conditionals. First conditional, also called type 1 conditional. Look at this sentence. If she works hard, she will succeed. If she works hard, she will succeed. Here you have two parts. You have part 1, the conditional clause, also called the if clause, and it is in the present, works. And here you have part 2 in blue, it is a main clause, also called result clause in conditionals, and the verb is in the future. So the first conditional in English, the conditional clause or if clause is in the present, and the main clause is always in the future. Be careful. I don't say present simple, present continuous, or present perfect. I just say present. Okay? So all the present tenses. In the future also you can have future simple, you can have future perfect, and you can have also future continuous. So you have to be very careful. Present and future. Example number 2. If it rains, we will get wet. If it rains, result, we will get wet. So here also we have two parts divided by a comma. Number 1 is the conditional or if clause, and it is in the present again. Here also the main clause, result clause, is in the future. If it rains, we will get wet. Example number 3. If I am rich, I will buy a big house like this one here now. Here also the same. You have the if clause in the present and you have the main clause in the future. Please note, in the conditional clauses, the if clause can start the sentence. The main clause also can start the sentence. So we had, if I am rich, I will buy a car, I will buy a big house. Now you can say, if I will buy a big house if I am rich. So both are correct. You can start with the if clause, you can also start with the main clause. But bear in mind that you don't change the tenses. If clause present, main clause future for conditional 1, as you see here. It's very important. So as I said a while ago, the sentence can start with a conditional clause, as you have here in red. If he works hard is a conditional clause, it is the if clause, and he will succeed in the main clause, separated by a comma. But we can also start the sentence with he will succeed if he works hard. So he will succeed if he works hard, but there is no comma. If the sentence starts with the main clause or the result clause, there is no comma, but you have two separate parts of the sentence. As examples of conditional clause, type 1, if she comes, we will see her. If they invite me, I will go. They will arrest him if they see him. Number 4, he will help you if you ask him. So, as you can see, all the parts of the sentence in black are if clauses and you have the present. And all the part in red of the sentence are the main clauses, also called result clauses, and are in the future. Second conditional, also called type 2 conditional. In this conditional, remember before we start, how do you form the simple conditional? The simple conditional is formed by using auxiliary would, should, or could plus base form. What is base form? Base form is infinitive without to. To stop, he would stop smoking. To see, he would see a doctor. I have put would in red because it is the mostly common used expression. So we can use should and could in some occasion, but it's very, very, very rare, seldom. If she worked hard, she would succeed. So you see here a change in the tenses. Here we have worked and would succeed. This is conditional too. So the conditional clause or if clause will be in the preterite, and the main clause will be in the simple conditional or present conditional. Worked would succeed. If it rained, we would get wet. So rained also is preterite, and would get wet is in the simple conditional would plus base form. If it rained, we would get wet. If I were rich, I would buy a big house. If I were. So here also, instead of was, we often use were in conditional clause because it is not a real past. It's a false past. In fact, when someone says, if I were rich, he is referring to the present time, not the past time. Today, if I were rich. So use were instead of was because it is not a real past, to show that here is not real past, it is a subjunctive. So, but was is not bad. If I were rich, I would buy a big house. So, were preterite of to be, would buy simple conditional of buy, would plus base form. Example number 3 also, the sentence can start with a result clause. I would buy a big house if I were rich. There is no comma here because we start with the main clause. If he worked hard, he would succeed, or he would succeed if he worked hard with no comma in the second sentence. If she came, we would see her, conditional 2. If they invited me, I would go. They would arrest him if they saw him. He would help you if you asked him. Here are examples of type 2 conditionals. Third conditional or type 3 conditional. Remember, the past conditional is formed by using auxiliary would, should, or could, plus have, plus past participle. To stop would have stopped. To see would have seen. To be would have been. To play would have played. If she had worked hard, she would have succeeded. Had worked past perfect if clause, and would have succeeded past conditional or conditional perfect for the main clause. Example number 2. If it had rained, we would have got wet. Had rained past perfect, would have got wet past conditional, here for the conditional clause and here for the main clause. Past perfect plus conditional perfect or past conditional. Number 3, if I had been rich, I would have bought a big house. Past perfect versus and past conditional, conditional clause past perfect and the main clause in the past conditional. Here also we can start the sentence with the main clause. I would have bought a big house if I had been rich. So the main clause can be at the beginning of the sentence. If he had worked hard, he would have succeeded, or he would have succeeded if he had worked hard. As examples, if she had come, he would have seen her. If they had invited me, I would have gone. They would have arrested him if they had seen him. He would have helped you if you had asked him. Recap. First conditional, present, future. Example, if he comes, we will see him. Second conditional, preterite, simple conditional. Example, if he came, we would see him. Third conditional, past perfect plus past conditional. If he had come, we would have seen him. Recap. So the sentence often starts with if clause, but it can also start with the main clause. There will be no comma in the second case. If he drove carefully, he would get his driving license. If he drove carefully, comma, he would get his driving license. Or he would get his driving license if he drove carefully without a comma. If he had not stopped smoking, he would have had lung cancer. Or he would have had lung cancer if he had not stopped smoking. If Astu does not work hard, comma, she will fail. Or Astu will fail if she does not work hard. The last one, the last example, if I had a pay raise, I would move to a bigger apartment. Or I would move to a bigger apartment if I had a pay raise. Exercise. Let's practice now. Come on. Exercise 1. Put the sentence in the first, second, and third conditional. Sentence 1. I kill you if you hurt my sister. First conditional, present future. Second conditional, preterite, simple conditional. And third conditional, past perfect and past conditional. Number 2, if you have good marks, your mother congratulate you. And number 3, if he pay me, I not to denounce him. So put your finger on the pause button, take a piece of paper and a pencil, do the exercise and come back. That's correct. Number 1, I will kill you if you hurt my sister. Conditional 1. Conditional 2, I would kill you if you hurt my sister. And conditional 3, I would have killed you if you had hurt my sister. Number 2, if you to have good marks, your mother congratulate you. If you have good marks, your mother will congratulate you. Second conditional, if you had good marks, your mother would congratulate you. Third conditional, if you had good marks, your mother would have congratulated you. If he pay me, I not denounce him. If he pays me, I will not denounce him. If he paid me, I would not denounce him. If he had paid me, I would not have denounced him. Right answers. Exercise 2. Put the verbs between parentheses in the right tense and form. If he to invite me, I would go. The policeman would not arrest him if he not to see you. If the doctor asked me to stop smoking, I to obey him. Number 4, if she not be apt, she wouldn't be selected. Number 5, you to have a good mark if you work hard at home. Number 6, I can travel to Japan if I to speak Japanese. If I spoke Japanese, I'm sorry. Number 7, she will pay you a visit if she to know you very well. Come on, once again, take a piece of paper and a pencil and come back, we correct together. Here is a key. If he invited me, why? Because here we have would go, conditional preterite. The policeman would not arrest, here also conditional, negative form, not see. If the doctor asked, preterite, would obey. If she were not, because here we have would be, conditional 2, you will have a good mark if you walk. You walk is a present, conditional 1. I travel, we have can. So don't say would can. It's a mistake. Instead of would, just use could. Could travel to Japan if I spoke Japanese. She will pay you a visit if she knows your address. Exercise 3. Put the verbs between parentheses in the right tense and form. So here you have the verbs in red that you have to put in the right tense and form depending on the verb I have put in bold. For example, number 1, if I be late, I will call. So will call is a feature and the feature is conditional 1, and conditional 1 often goes with the present. So once again, pause the video, take a pencil and a piece of paper, do the exercise, and come back. We correct together. Alright, come on. Number 1, if I am late, I will call. Number 2, stopped is in the preterite, so be must be in the simple conditional would be. Number 3, would not risk is in the past conditional. It goes with the preterite were. I will lend is the future, and the future goes with the present need. Number 5, if you were is preterite, and the preterite goes with a simple conditional would land. Number 6, I wouldn't have lost my job, wouldn't have lost past conditional, past perfect had not been. If you left is the preterite, it goes with a simple conditional could travel. Number 8, he to hit the motorcyclist even if he had been driving so fast. So had been driving, past perfect continuous goes with the past. Number 8, he to hit the motorcyclist even if he had been. So had been is the past perfect. Past perfect goes with the past conditional would have hit. Number 9, if we to have enough money, we could have gone to the concert. Could have gone is a past conditional. It goes with the past perfect had. Number 10, you be able to finish by Tuesday if I pay you twice as much. If I pay is the present, it goes with the future. Will you be able? It's a question. Number 11, if they had waited, they can get a better price for their house. Had waited is the past perfect. It goes along with the past conditional could have got. Number 12, if he decides decide is the present, it goes with the future will regret. If he not fall asleep while driving, he wouldn't have killed. Wouldn't have killed in the past perfect, it goes with the past perfect had not fallen. Exercise 4. Descramble the following into meaningful and grammatically correct sentences. Example number 1. If she will, Mrs. Bus, the work. Here you have words in disorder. You have to reorder them into a meaningful sentence. If she misses the bus, she will walk. Do the same with 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and send them to my YouTube channel in the part of the comments, or send me your copy on my WhatsApp account. My number is in the video. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel Ibrahima Ngom Attitude on YouTube. So goodbye, see you very soon for a new video on the conditionals.